talked about some spooky, scary vampire tales. Now, let's talk about actual tales. Get it? Because we're talking about Sonic. Sonic and Tails and Knuckles going up against Shadow. Now, I've been a big fan of the Sonic films. I grew up playing the games, and I really enjoyed Sonic 1 and 2. James Marsden's a fantastic actor. The idea of him being the Donut Lord. Sonic, Ben Schwartz playing Sonic has been such a great thing. You all remember in the Chip and Dale's live action movie when we had the original Sonic design come to life, but then we got the actual Sonic design. I mean, the first film was a joy. It was fun, especially because Jim Carrey crushed it as Dr. Robotnik. And the second movie, we thought we saw the end to his character. But in this movie, he came back once again. But this time, Jim Carrey's playing double duty, not only playing himself, but also playing his grandfather. So they actually brought in his granddad, and so we're going to talk about lots of things with this movie. I really like this movie. I think all the Sonic films are good. This one brought something a little bit extra. So the newest member of the cast that we get in this movie, other than Christian Ritter playing as a member of Gunn, which is a play on S.H.I.E.L.D., we get Keanu Reeves as the dream casting everyone waited for as Shadow. And that was the draw to this movie, was people finally got to see Shadow the Hedgehog and they couldn't wait. So this movie, to me, I watched it with a bunch of kids. A lot of kids were enjoying it, laughing. I was having a few chuckles and a few laughs. And I can say honestly, without a doubt, as we're at the 1 minute mark, as you'll see through my review, this is definitely my favorite of the Sonic films, and I will explain why. It has a good balance of humor. There's no Wade in this movie, barely ever. Some of the silliness between the couple stuff between Maddie and Tom are good, but this movie has a much more serious tone because Shadow poses such a big threat, and the villain overall arc, even though it does have some Star Wars elements to it, is really good. It's a fun movie. It's peak cinema. You get to see the first time Shadow and Sonic square off in this movie, it feels like an anime, and then by the end of the movie, it feels like an anime. Like, this is just a fun movie. It's not going to win any Oscars. It's not the best animated movie ever made. It's just sheer fun. If you're a fan of Shadow, you won't be disappointed. Keanu Reeves crushes it. Has great lines. He delivers. And the fight scenes, as a martial arts fan, man, Shadow was doing things that Quan wished she could do in dreams. He was like, you want to see a speedster? I finally had to see my dream of what a martial arts speedster would look like. The kicks Shadow was throwing in this movie were crazy. And just, like I said, the writing was good. The comedy was well blended. The message of family being here, Sonic had to learn how to be a team. And we won't spoil them here. But the end credit scenes for this movie are mind-blowing and tease a proper Sonic 4. New characters coming, and something that if you watch the movie you'll understand why is pretty great. But yeah, so pros to this movie. Great fight scenes, good visuals, pretty good CGI. Great to see Christian Ritter again in another big role. I enjoyed her character here. I liked her being the ruthless Nick Fury, Maria Hill person. I thought that was fantastic. Like I said, the blend of all the hedgehogs, Knuckles being Knuckles, Idris Elba crushes it again. Shadow steals this movie every scene he's in. Jim Carrey is always great in this movie, and I love his connection to both Dr. Stone and to his idea of family and wanting to go and wanting to build a family with his grandfather. But I gotta say, Jim Carrey is a little over the top in this movie, even more than normal. And normally I love that, but here it just felt a little much with the two different Jim Carreys. And I know it's a kids movie, but they made it a little too kiddie at times. So that's my only con with this movie. Otherwise, I think it's a very solid movie. I'm going to give Sonic 3 a 8.5 out of 10. Not a perfect movie, but a pretty good one. Very enjoyable. Best of the Sonic franchise. I loved the action. I loved the story for the most part. Only a few minor nitpicks, but overall, I enjoyed Sonic 3. Great to get that Reverse Flash versus Flash feel since Sonic is a Flash comic book reading fan. This movie had comic book / Dragon Ball elements, and I really enjoyed it. What did you think about Sonic 3? What do you think about those post-credit scenes? Drop your thoughts down below, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Welcome to 25, guys. Have a great, awesome day.
Whoa!